In 1887, the Rockland Lime and Lumber Company built these 4 massive lime kilns to create lime, which is an ingredient used in cement and concrete and other building materials. They started around 1887, and during the time that these kilns were operational, they used the trees, the old-growth redwoods that surround them, as the fuel to cook the limestone into lime. The limestone that was quarried down in the canyon and fired in the kilns, that again was fueled with the old-growth redwoods that surrounded it, once it was converted into powdered lime that was packed into barrels, also made of the same redwood that was growing in the canyon, hundreds of years old, and packed into schooner ships here on Limekiln Beach. Those barrels of lime were sent up to San Francisco and Monterey, where they were used in what was one of California's biggest building booms towards the end of the gold rush. However, in 1906, a massive earthquake hit San Francisco, destroyed most of the city and most of those buildings that were made with the same lime that was produced in this canyon at the cost of the old-growth redwood forest. This whole operation only lasted 3 years. It took them 3 years to clear cut the forest because they had burned it all or turned it all into barrels to pack into the lime that they couldn't make because they had also excavated all of the limestone. And in their wake, they left a barren canyon and 4 useless lime kilns behind. The cool part of the story is that when nature is left to its own devices, because it is a master of the long game, it will heal, but it's going to do so at its own time. The first decade or so after the people left was probably a very competitive and scrappy and crowded forest. Small but mighty, trying to get back to the mightiness that it had before. And over time, there were a couple hands changed with ownership. It was a hippie commune for a minute in the 60s, an illegal hippie commune. And in 1995, it became Limekiln State Park, in part of the California park system. And now here we are, 135 years after the destruction, and these redwoods are thriving again. This forest is thriving. It's full of ferns and critters and like everything. And all it needed to be was left alone. And in fact, it's thriving and making such a comeback that the forest itself is actively consuming the machines that try to destroy it. There's ferns popping out of this one. There's, I think, a little redwood growing out of that one over there. And it just shows that, like, when things are terrible, just remember that this is only the now and it's not forever. All right, this is weird, talking into a shoe. Here I am. All right, we're doing this. Oh, we got 5 minutes of runtime. All right. Just gonna stand here, pissing myself. Tetanus, free tetanus. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of free tetanus right there. Yeah, man, flip-flops, great idea. So they have ticks. Who wants ticks? And I've pissed myself. All right. The limestone that was quarried from the limestone kilns, once that the lime was brought here to, I can't see myself, and I don't know if I'm in the shot or if I'm recording. All right, 1, 2, and 3. It's looking like that's a better shot. See a white pinkish blob in the middle, so I'm hoping my head is a part of that. Today, we're Bondi Beach Rescue. Like William Shatner. Once the limestone was quarried, it was fired. You know.